Hey there, we're doing another garden tour. Somebody commented that it would be better to do horizontal filming so you can get more of a picture. So thank you for the feedback. My cicada melon is doing absolutely beautifully. And I do have a bunch of female flowers blooming. There's one back there. Some around the back side as well. So I'm trying to hand pollinate these as best I can. And I haven't seen any continuing to grow yet, but we'll see what happens. It looks a little bit burnt because I did put some neem oil on it. I was seeing some cucumber beetles. So it's looking a little rough in some areas. So I'll clean that up and trim, but it's taller than the trellis. The trellis is about 3 feet. So I could definitely do a taller trellis. My Madura melon, which is an Indian melon, is doing well. Starting to climb up the trellis. And then I have a couple tomatoes here. These are the ones I started from seed, and they are doing much better in terms of growing. This one in the middle, not so much. I would have to look back at my older videos to see kind of what's what, because the tags have faded quite a bit. What are you gonna do? There. So, my basil's doing well. I'm just going in when it has little shoots that come up. I'm just going in and taking the shoots off so that it doesn't flower. This is my husky, I think it's husky cherry husky. It's a cherry tomato plant that I had last year that did really well. I got so tired of waiting for my other tomato plants to grow that I got one so I could have tomatoes in the meantime. I've already pulled some off the bottom. There's one last one. And it's got tons of other fruit and flowers. So these I do remember, these are my purple Russian tomato plants, and I do finally have a flower. These I started from seed. And they're doing well. I don't know how they're going to do this summer because they don't really do well in the heat. This was a free seed that I got from Baker Creek seed for ordering. So they throw in some free seed packets, and so I got those free. I did notice yesterday, hopefully you can see them, I think I counted 5 swallowtail caterpillars on my new dill. And I had one previously. I only see 4 right now. I think I can. Yeah, there's the other one. Let's see if I can get him. He's in there hiding. So I'm excited about that. I wasn't sure if I was going to get any more. So this is my lemon cucumbers, and I'm starting to get some female flowers on that as well. And it's growing really well. This did really well last year for me also. I have a dwarf sunflower that's doing well. This is a new addition of a jalapeno plant. We had a more established jalapeno plant as a transplant from a large garden center last year, so I decided to do that again since the other ones are still a little small, and then that way we get different waves of jalapenos. I do a lot with them. My fiance eats jalapenos like they're going out of style, so we pickle them, we slice them and pickle them. I've made jalapeno salsa, jalapeno hot sauce, so can't have enough jalapenos. And then I do still have my 2 baby dill back there hanging out as a backup in case the caterpillars eat the rest. These are my green beans in front. And I have like one or so green bean. That one has a few more, but there's one back there. So it's blooming, it's making green beans. I did a lot more green beans this year than last year because last year they didn't do well. I think they got attacked by cucumber beetles. But I also only did like 6. So I did a lot more this year so that we could get more green beans and have like a full serving. In the back are my Malaysian eggplants. So these I started inside, transplanted. Some of them didn't do well, some did. So what I ended up doing was just popping in some direct sow seeds, and they came up great. Probably going to have to thin them out. That's probably too many plants, but we'll see. These are the trellises I used last year for the lemon cucumbers. So we'll see how it goes. Here I have a jalapeno plant. This is a smaller one. I just pulled off 2 jalapenos off of that one. It was looking a little yellow at one point, but it's perking up for sure. And then I have my green beans here as well. These are a little bit bushier, but you can see like they are making some good green beans. And then I have my okra. These are doing well. I'm getting a bunch of okra on them. The one in the back for some reason has seemed to not keep growing. So I planted another direct sow seed back there to kind of replace it. I'm not sure if it got knocked off at some point, whatnot, but these will keep growing upright. Some of the first ones started curling. And I have some mushrooms growing in here, which shows I have some good soil. I also like to keep an eye around the okra beds because for whatever reason the fire ants love to just hang out there and build their little mounds underneath the okra. So I'm keeping an eye on that. This is another tomato plant that I acquired in the last week. This is a slicer. It's called Bush Goliath. It's a determinate, so it's going to be a bush tomato plant versus an indeterminate, which is a vine tomato plant. And I do have a tomato on there. There he is. So that's looking pretty good. This is where my zucchini were. They already got hit by squash vine borers, and so I'm starting over. So I'm trying to direct sow these. So the seeds are in. They grow pretty quickly. It's like a 50-day seed to harvest, so I can afford to go through a few rounds of them if the bugs get to them, because we have 270 something days here in Houston for our growing season. All right, so over here, this tall guy is my Tokyo cucumber, and I do have a couple growing. Look at that guy. Now these harvest at around 9 inches, and they're great for pickling. I have another one under here that I thought I saw. There he is. So it's doing well, vining well, lots of flowers. I have another jalapeno plant here. This one's significantly tinier than the other one, and I got them at the exact same time. And then I have our Serrano pepper plant, which I've already harvested one Serrano, and there are several more flowers on it. Now this is where we had a golden zucchini, which also got hit by squash vine borers, so those are also starting over. But again, short seed to harvest. And then this guy is my lone soldier for my cucamelon, and I'm hoping that he hangs out. He's starting to perk up and put out some tendrils to grow up the vine. I have seen some other gardeners who have just one cucamelon and it takes over. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen here. The seed places I would prefer to get more cucamelon seeds from are sold out. So I'll get some more. Cucamelons also have kind of a tuber system. So they can come back every year if you're in warmer climates. That tuber just kind of holds some energy during the winter and regrows. So let's go to the flower bed, and we're going to ignore my super long grass. It's been raining a lot, so we haven't been able to cut the grass. We're going to start from this end because I have a wonderful surprise for you. These are my zinnias. That one, the orange one, started out red and just the sun is lightening it up, but I have a bunch of other ones popping up. I did go through and pinch some of these, which means that I'm going in. You see I did this one. So I'm going in and topping off. I have another flower going there. So I'm going in and I'm pinching this top leaf, and what that does is it helps the plant send more energy to bush out and make more blooms, more stems, and be a little bit stronger as well. So those are my zinnias. So here is where I had some dahlias as part of a mix, and 3 of them rotted. And I went to a large garden store and they happened to have some dahlia tubers still there. They had a type called Thomas Edison, which is a beautiful purpley maroon color. So I got that. It was a bag of 3, which is fine because I had 3 that rotted so far. And I checked through the bags and found a bag that had all 3 had some sprouts on it, and the sprouts weren't so long that I was afraid that they were broken or anything. So those have been planted, and that is a weed. So those have been planted in place of the ones that rotted. This one that sprouted is one from the mix, and just like the zinnias, I can top off my dahlias and pinch. So I am going to do that. I'm going to wait. Dahlias are very hollow in the middle, so I'm going to wait until we have some rain in the next couple days passes, and we have several days without rain. So that way the hollow stem doesn't get water in it and start to rot. I have a beautiful gladiolus spike, and I have tied it back to the stakes so that it doesn't topple over because it's so tall. So that'll be exciting to see bloom. And my beautiful, wonderful surprise is this gorgeous dahlia. This came out of the mix. It's bloomed. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is called Night Silence is the color, and I'm beyond excited about it. I can't wait for more blooms to pop up. I did not top this one because I was very impatient and really just waiting for blooms to pop up and just couldn't wait to see it. So that's super exciting. The kumquat tree is doing well. I also have over here, these are my dahlias that I put in containers. And I have one that's about to bloom. And I knew what these were because I did not get them in a mix. I specifically picked them for the color. They are a peaches variety. So they're looking good. And the one next door has got plenty of bulbs. This one is going to bloom any day now. I'm so excited. I also did not top these off. This is my herb bed. Basil's doing great. All the herbs are doing great. Lavender has bloomed a ton. Cilantro has officially bolted and is just all flowers. Sage is good. Parsley is good. Thyme's on the other side of the cilantro. And then I have another dahlia over there in the corner that has been topped. It's from one of the varieties in the front, and I can't remember exactly which one. but it should be either a purplish maroonish hue or a maroon and white. And then my echinacea never came up, so I have some dwarf sunflower seeds that are inside in the window sprouting, and those will come in here just to add some more blooms. So that's how things are looking. You ready to go inside, friend? Have a great day.